Hey guys, welcome back. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I achieved this really pretty makeup look using some more of my high-end products. So if you want to see what products I use and how do I achieve this look, then just keep on watching. So for brows, I'm going to be using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in the shade Dark Brown. And I'm going to be using an angled brush. And starting at the bottom of my brows, I'm just going to be outlining them and then pushing the product up into my brows. And as I'm doing so, I'm also making sure to go through and comb the product through the brows just to make sure that it's evenly dispersed. And as I'm filling in my brows, I do use a mirror that's kind of closer, and then I also like to look in my monitor, which is a little bit further away, because sometimes I'll notice if I'm up too close filling in my brow, I tend to miss spots. How? I don't know. But I notice it when I look in my monitor because it's a little bit further away. So yeah. Alright, and then to prime my eyelids, I'm using my Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Sand, and I'm going to be using that as an eye primer and then also use it to carve out my brows. And then using a bigger, more dense, fluffy brush, I'm using that to blend out the concealer on my eyelids. To set the concealer, I'm going to be using the Dermablend Illuminating Banana Powder just to set that concealer on my eyelids. Right, and then going into eyeshadow, I'm going to be using my Urban Decay Born to Run palette, and the first shade I'm going to be using, it's like an orange shade called Baja, and I'm going to be using a bigger fluffy blending brush just to diffuse that all throughout my crease. Alright, and then for the second shadow, I'm going to be using this color called Hell Ride, which is more of like a plummy purple color. And I'm going to be using a smaller, more tapered brush to blend it out. And I'm making sure not to bring it too high in the crease just so that I'm not covering up that orange color. And if you have hooded eyes like I do, just make sure you're using light pressure when blending out shadows just so that you don't get too much skipping. And then for the outer corner, I'm going to be using this brown shade and using an even smaller blending brush just to make sure I keep it below that purple shade, and then just lightly blending it out throughout my crease. Alright, so once I have all those colors blended out, I am going to be cutting my crease using that same brush that I used to carve out my brows. I'm going to be taking a little bit of that on the back of my hand and just like stamping a little bit on my lash line and looking up, and that'll just give the perfect spot where you need to cut your crease so that there's no transfer of the shadows. So once I'm done cutting the crease, I like to just pat it out a little bit just to make sure I'm getting rid of any of that excess concealer. Alright, and then for the lid shade, I'm going in with a gold shade called Stranded, and I used the brush at first to apply it, but it really wasn't applying it too pigmented, so I went in with my finger, and that really helped make the color pop. And then to blend out the outer corner, I'm adding a little bit more of that orange shade that I used in my crease, just to help blend out that brown and gold. And then adding a little bit more gold on top. So I'm kind of just going back and forth between the orange color, the gold color, just to get the perfect blend. And then adding a little bit more of that dark brown color to the outer corner. Alright, and then I did my other eye off camera just to save a little bit of time, but because I wanted my crease to be a little bit more defined, I'm using this Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter, I believe it's called. It's just like a glitter liner, and I'm using that to really carve out the crease just to make it look a little bit more prominent. Alright, and then to line my upper waterline, I'm using this black eyeliner from Urban Decay. And then to line my lash line, I'm using this Makeup Revolution eyeliner pen. And for mascara, I'm using the It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. And I'm just going to be applying like a couple coats to my lashes because I am going to go in with falsies. And for lashes, I'm going to be using the House of Lashes called Allura Lite. I mean, was this cool or corny or whatever? Anyway, sorry you had to witness that, but moving on. For primer, I'm going to be using the Smashbox Primerizer and also the Cover FX primer. And I'm going to be applying the Primerizer all over my face, and then the Cover FX primer, I'm just applying that in my T-zone because it's a pore filling primer. And for foundation, you guys know I've used these before in a video. I'm going to be mixing the Nars Sheer Glow and then the Nars, I believe it's called the Radiant Longwear foundation. But anyways, just applying that all over my face. And the sponge I'm using is the Flower Beauty sponge. I got it from Walmart and it's like $8. And if you're looking for a sponge, this one I would definitely recommend. It's really soft and squishy and amazing. And for concealer, I'm going to be using the same one as earlier, the Too Faced Born This Way. And I'm just applying that to my forehead, down my nose, underneath my eyes, and then also to my chin. That dance move is cute. Anyways, I'm going to be blending out the concealer underneath my eyes last, just because I feel like if you let it sit a little bit and dry down, it gives a little bit more coverage than if you would then just like blending it out right away. So yeah, that's a hack. Not a hack. Is it a hack? I don't know. But anyways, try it. You may like it. And then for powder, using the same one as earlier, the Dermablend Illuminating Banana Powder. And then, of course, before setting my eyes, I always like to pat out that concealer just so that I'm not setting any creases. And then any excess powder, I'm just gonna use a really soft fluffy brush just to brush that away. And then to set the rest of my face, I'm using this MAC Mineralize Skin Finish in dark golden and a big fluffy brush just to set the rest of the foundation on my face. And for bronzer, I'm going to be using this Tarte Cosmetics bronzer. And then for blush, I'm using the Anastasia Blush Trio in the color Pool Party. I'm using it like a peachy tone and then also like a nude color. And I'm just going to be applying that to the apples of my cheeks. And then just to melt all those powders into my skin, I'm going to be using the MAC Fix Plus spray. Eyebrows, I'm going to be using this Benefit Cosmetics. Is it called Benefit Cosmetics or just Benefit? Anyways, the eyebrow mascara is called Gimme Brow, and it's in the shade number 5. And for my lower lash line, I'm just taking those first 2 colors that I used in my crease and then just blending that underneath my lower lash line. That's a cute face, right? And for eyeliner, I'm going to be using the Milani Stay Put eyeliner, and it's just a plum color. For highlight, I'm going to be using the Dose of Colors Desi X Katy in the shade Chasing the Sun, and it's a really pretty like bronzy toned highlighter, I guess. And because I felt like I wanted to be a little bit extra, I'm taking that same eyeshadow palette in that light blue shimmer, and I'm just going to be applying that to the inner corners of my eyes. And I felt like it really gave it something extra, you know, because you got to be extra. Who doesn't want to be extra sometimes? I know I do. Okay, anyways. And for lip liner, I'm going to be using the MAC lip liner in the shade Cork. And then for lipstick, I'm going to be using MAC lipstick in the shade Whirl. And to set my face, I'm going to be using the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. Alright, so that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave me comments down below of any looks you'd like to see or any videos you want to see from me, and I will gladly film those. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Oh yes, and make sure to like, subscribe, and share for your girl. Bye!